Hi friends! Today I'll be covering my top picks for the upcoming Sephora Spring Sale 2022. And I'm taking Charlotte Hallcroft's lead, just mentioning 10 products. Last video I got a little crazy mentioning all the products, but I think it's more helpful to mention the products that I recently purchased and have been thoroughly enjoying. Timestamps will be down below if you wish to skip over to a specific product. And before we get started, know that the Sephora sale is not the end-all be-all. Unfortunately, there are limitations to being eligible for the 20%, I believe that's the ROUGE status, and for a consumer to receive 20% off their purchase, they have to meet a certain purchase threshold throughout the year, meaning you have to buy a certain amount of products to be eligible for that perk. Whereas if you wait for the actual brand sales, like Pat McGrath Labs has several times a year, you can receive a much better discount, upwards of 30% off your total purchase without actually having to spend a certain amount on patmcgrathlabs.com. Anyone can take advantage of that opportunity. So not only does Pat McGrath Labs have fantastic sales throughout the year, she has several in 2021. The actual brand size can start at 25%. Sometimes it goes up to 30%. I know Vidgeo Paris held 30% off during last year. So use this video as a resource. You don't necessarily have to participate in the Sephora sale, but I wanted to share my favorites, and if these products happen to go on sale with a much better deal, because again, if you're not eligible for 20% off, you're only going to get 15 or 10. And listen, I know every bit helps, but when we can do better than that, it's worth skipping. That's just my opinion. So if any of these products catch your eye, make sure you get on the brand newsletter for said product if you're comfortable doing that. I know our inboxes are overflowing. Mine is. So when there is a sale going on, you'll be the first to know, just to keep an eye out for that and end up getting a better deal than what Sephora can offer. Let's start with Charlotte Tilbury, darling. And I am still going in alphabetical order, because I think it's just easier. The Beautiful Skin Foundation, I have shade 8 Warm, and I enjoy this product just for its low commitment and that it feels like I am applying a moisturizer, but it has fantastic coverage. One thing I would suggest you use with this is use less than what's pumped out initially. I think what pumps out is far too much product. A little goes a long way. If you want to improve this product's longevity, I would suggest you powder your complexion first or use a primer and just use less product on the areas where you need evening out, a little blurring over the blemishes. But I love the texture. It feels like a moisturizer but leaves behind nice coverage. I don't use a ton. I even sometimes mix this with my other foundation products because the fluidity of it, I think, helps the texture lay more skin-like in finish when cocktailed. And the shade match is fantastic. It doesn't look overly warm. It doesn't make me look too orange or yellow. And you know, I'm almost there. I think I'll finish this. I don't know if I'll repurchase, considering the fact that I have plenty of complexion products on deck. So we'll see when I arrive to that point, but I definitely recommend the Beautiful Skin. Dior. Right now, the standout products from Dior are their highlighters. Now, while I understand they recently released their concealers, unfortunately, and I didn't confirm this, I'm just assuming, because their face and body foundation has fragrance, I assumed that the concealer did as well. So I didn't even check out the product details. I just was like, I can't buy it. It has fragrance. What I can suggest are their highlighters. Now, this is from their original line. I believe the official name is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer. This is from the Summer Dune collection. However, they have permanent shades. This specifically was just extraordinary. So maybe we won't get this at the Sephora sale. I'm sorry. But this one you might be able to get. The Dior Forever Couture Luminizer. This is in 01 Nude Glow. Unfortunately, this does have fragrance, but because it is a highlighter and it doesn't take over a huge region on my face, I can tolerate it. I don't even smell it after application. Initially, yes, when you're powdering it on, but after that, it disappears. one of the best highlighter formulas I think out there. It's thin and lightweight, but has incredible shine, a lovely skin finish that looks natural. It delivers that glow without the shimmer or the sparkle. It doesn't overwhelm the skin, and it lays beautifully over other cheek products you might have had on before, whether it was powder blush, cream or liquid blush, bronzer. It works well with others, and again, I think is due to its lightweight formula. And the shades included in the line are gorgeous. There's this coral one that I still have my eye on that I didn't get because I have the Summer Dune in Peach Dune. I think it is very similar. It has that peach golden flip that when placed on the apples of your cheeks, it gives the peachiness but also the golden glow. Fantastic shades, but again, I think Dior highlighters hit the mark in creating that perfect texture for highlight that does not accentuate pores or whatnot. I mean, if they're there, they're there, but it doesn't look heavy or cakey on that part of your face. So no matter what Sephora sale comes along, maybe you'll get a better deal at other retailers like Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus. Who knows? If you can get the Dior with a discount, I highly recommend the highlighters. LYS Beauty. I'll take this opportunity to mention that I myself have a few things on the wish list. I would love to pick up their concealer, and I would also get on their newsletter in case you run into a brand sale. Maybe they'll go beyond 20% off. You never know. I would love to pick up one of their new cream blush shades. I know they released 3, but overall, I enjoy their pressed powder, their cream blushes, one of the best in the market, heavily pigmented. I mean, one dab and it just spreads over your cheek like whoa. Fantastic satin matte in finish, not too satin, not too matte, right in the middle. So it's not going to have a lot of dew upon application. It's not going to look flat either. It will leave behind a more natural skin finish, which usually lies on the spectrum of not too dewy, not too matte. And I think it delivers that finish incredibly. And the wide range of blush shades available, it's a great find. And again, whether you want to do the 20% or wait on the brand sale is up to you. I know for myself, I'll pick up 1 or 2 concealers, one for under the eyes and one for all over the face. You know, one of those concealer only days. Today, I used their translucent setting powder for under the eyes, as well as for portions that needed a little more setting so they wouldn't look too shiny on camera. Very lightweight, undetectable powder. Again, across the board, I think LYS offers fantastic makeup products, and if you had your eye on a few and you are eligible for 20% and you're fine without waiting for a better brand sale, however you want to approach it, it is on the recommendation list. Makeup by Mario. I really love his highlighter. I liken it to the Dior. The advantage is that this does not have any fragrance, but it's so shiny and lightweight. Incredible. I can't speak for the other shades in the highlighter line. This is in golden, and I realized that depending on the shade, there can be shifts in the formula, meaning if there's a more rose gold color, maybe there are more sparkles in that shade versus the golden. I'm not entirely sure. I can only speak for golden, and it is one of my go-to highlighter products. The shine, the silky texture, the effortless blend and application, one of my top performing highlighters in my entire collection. Again, not only because of the formula, but the color. It's the perfect amount of gold, champagne gold, not too yellow, but not too icy either. And again, it reminds me of Dior's 02, is it? No, 01 Nude Glow. The Nude Glow has a little bit more nude and the golden, a little more of that golden color, but is absolutely perfect. And I highly recommend at least golden. I'm pretty sure the formula is consistent throughout the shades included in the line. You can let me know down below. But out of all the products that he has in his brand, the highlighter for me, one of the top selling. But out of all the products in the Makeup by Mario brand, the highlighter, I feel one of their best performing. The NARS, the light reflecting foundation. I enjoy this better than the Beautiful Skin. I do. It's been a long time since I've thoroughly used a NARS foundation. I have this in the shade Valencia. I think it's the perfect match for me right now with a few adjustments. I can go in with the Saie natural cream bronzer, or I could use a bronzing powder. I can mix this with the Beautiful Skin or the Rose Ink, which we'll get to in a minute when we approach the R section of the recommendation list. Incredible formula. I actually enjoy how little is pumped out, and I think that is helpful in controlling the amount of product you blend on your skin. But the formula itself, fragrance free, hey, it's so lightweight, it just sinks into your skin, but it doesn't disappear. Obviously there's coverage left behind, but it's so blurring and soft, and it's perfect. I haven't used a foundation like this that is so sophisticated in its approach. I actually like this better than the Suku. Now, I know Suku is not available in Sephora. This is great upon the first application, and I love the color match. This is probably a better color match on me than the NARS. The NARS is a little light, but it's all good. The NARS lasts more than the Suku liquid foundation. The Suku, you know, if you have a photo shoot and you want that like glowy, owy skin and okay with it breaking down after a few hours, then fine. The NARS has more longevity, but it has still that beautiful blurring effect that just leaves behind a soft, focused look on the skin. It blends like a dream. I love to use my Masonoji classic base, just swirl and twirl and buff it in, and it is so satisfying just to see it sink and fuse with the skin with no texture or overly made up look behind. It is remarkable, sensational. I cannot recommend this enough. One of my, it is in the contention of being best foundation of the year. I know we are just approaching April. I could be a prisoner of the moment. However, it will be on the radar, and I might mention it in some capacity anyway, so just letting you know, giving you a heads up on that. Natasha Denona. I don't know if you can tell, but I do have the pastel palette on my eyes. Some of you had mentioned that you weren't crazy about the longevity or lack thereof. You felt that the shades didn't last long on your lids, so you returned it, and I'm terribly sorry to hear about that. So if any of you wanted to suggest favorite primers or what have you that you feel help make the pastel palette perform better, please let us know down below. I use my Vidgeo primer and I get pretty good staying power. I also pack on the shades because I want the matte shades to look more vibrant on the lids. But I understand that pastel is not for everyone. It's very spring trend centric. So maybe you won't feel the pastels a few months out. Totally get it. If I would recommend one mini palette, it would be retro, because the burgundies, maroon, peachy, rosy colors in that palette are just up my alley. And it's a nice escape from the neutral browns and such. However, bronze is, I have to dive into bronze again, but if you want the more rusty terracotta, reds and browns, that part of the spectrum, with the inclusion of a lovely eggplant and the lavender silver shade in that palette, when put together with the more like reddish brown shades and the reddish bronze shades in there, it is a party. But if you had your eye on pastel and you can get the 20% off, why not? 20% off $65. If that makes you feel more encouraged to now use it less because you didn't buy it full price, if you consider the pastel palette to be more supplementary versus primary in terms of it dominating your entire look versus it just adding accents here and there with the pastel shades, you approach it however you like, but wanted to mention it because I personally love it and I thoroughly enjoy the looks that I have been creating. Rare Beauty, without a doubt, I featured this product, or these products rather, in my most recent cream blush roundup video. I found the bronzing stick. We found it, the bronzer stick and the liquid blushes. I actually have Joy on today. Extraordinary formula. The ease of use with these products is fantastic, and I love the liquid texture and how it just spreads effortlessly, whether again you want to use your fingers or a brush. I went over more details in my recent cream blush video, but I just had to mention these again because this shade range. I think the shades are fantastic, very much hitting the brown pinks and the terracotta reds, really nice nuances of different colors there. But for me, it's the ease of use. I just think this is an incredible product to create that flushed, effortless look on the complexion where your blush doesn't overwhelm the cheeks. It doesn't look obvious, although that's a look. I mean, not saying it's wrong. It just depends how you want to approach blush, okay? The bronzing stick, so easy to draw on where you want your warmth. And it's so silky and creamy. Like, it just blends effortlessly, and I love that fact. I think it's great for beginners. If they feel intimidated by cream products, I think they're going to have a blast with this, because I do think liquid and cream products look more natural on the skin versus powder. But powders have come a long way technology-wise in regards to the formula, but usually cream products just blend easily into the skin, and the technology now for these formulas are just up there, godlike, where you could just use your finger and be done, and the results look professional. So those are my top picks for Rare Beauty, as well as the loose powder. I know I didn't mention this in recent videos. I really enjoy the texture. There is a little sparkle in there. Maybe there's some pearl. I couldn't quite identify what it was, but it doesn't look sparkly on my skin. It blends lovely with the NARS foundation, which I have on as well, and it's made in Italy, so how bad could it be? This is medium. There is a jump from light medium to medium, I believe. So this does give me a little bit of warmth around the perimeters of my face, which I think it appropriate for me to use it with the NARS, since I had mentioned Valencia is like my shade exactly, and sometimes that could leave me looking lighter than the rest of my body. So the medium loose powder from Rare Beauty is, I think, a great addition to my complexion routine. Very lightweight. The powder just melts into your skin. It doesn't look obvious. It doesn't look overly powdered. So I enjoy this product as well, and had to mention it on this recommendations video. Rose Inc. The MVP. I didn't realize how much I would love these two products specifically. We're looking at the skin enhancing tint and the cream blush. I have this in Foxglove. The skin enhancing tint I have in 80. The tint is not going to give us much coverage as the beautiful skin or light reflecting, but what it does, it provides a lovely glow, evening of skin tone, because again, this is just a serum with the pigment sphere suspended in the formula, and when you rub it together, it breaks apart and evens out your complexion. It gives you a little glow. It's not going to cover major blemishes. Like, I have ones around my jawline, so I applied the NARS today. That's why I wanted to get an LYS concealer, so I could use the concealer and the skin tint for very light makeup days. But this is a fantastic product. I adore the texture. There's no fragrance. People liken this to the Chanel tint that this is probably inspired by. Fine with that, is not as expensive, and I think it a wonderful low maintenance product. If you're not into foundation or even tinted moisturizer that one of you had said exactly in the comments, some of these tinted moisturizers are doing too much. I just want my sunscreen as sunscreen. I don't need all the bells and whistles in this tinted moisturizer, okay? I don't want to smell like zinc. The skin enhancing tint is just giving me enough to pull my complexion together quickly. I don't need the most. If I wanted more coverage, then I'll apply the Saie over the skin tint, some blush, because you know what? The blush distracts from the blemishes on my face, and that is the strategy I take when I don't want to spend so much time and be preoccupied with covering my hyperpigmentation. I just blush it up and let that be the distraction. But when I don't want to apply foundation either, skin tint to the rescue. Foxglove, my most perfect pink terracotta shade. I mentioned this in, again, my recent cream blush video. I have a swatch there. I have a Sephora haul, mini haul video where I demo the product, so I will post those video links down below if you want to take a look, but I highly recommend these two products specifically from the Rose Ink line because they blew my mind. Most definitely. Say, this thing right here, one of the best cream bronzer products I felt ever hit the market, and I barely made a dent in this. It's gonna last you forever, okay? I use it almost every day, and what I love is the formula's versatility. You can apply it by itself. You can apply it under foundation, over foundation. If you just wanted to use this for underpainting, however you want to approach this bronzer step, it's so lovely on the skin. The texture is like silk, and the color doesn't overwhelm the face, or it doesn't negatively interfere with other cheek products. Whereas I love the Denona Contour Balm, but that has a lot of pigment. So if you put too much, and I feel when combining with other cream cheek products, you could run into muddying issues. You could, depending on the color and how much you use. I think there is a larger margin for error with the Saie. You don't have to be a pro, or you don't have to use a tool with this product. I've applied this with fingers successfully, and even if it runs a little low, it doesn't look like you have your bronzer beard. It's fine. You can just use your fingers to flick the edges up, or use what's left over on your sponge or brush, whatever you use to apply your foundation before, just to buff the edges. It's just so effortless. I adore this product. I haven't seen a Saie brand sale. They might go higher than 20%, so let's get on the newsletter and keep an eye out, friends. Tom Ford. Tom Ford is very expensive and crucial if you can get the 20% off, because this quad right here, the Smoky Quartz quad, it's like 80 something dollars. And Tom Ford is also sold on other retailers like Nordstrom, the Nordstroms of the world, so maybe you'll get a better deal then. But Smoky Quartz for me is just a quintessential quad in that I can apply one or all 4 shades. The effortless rose color let me take this plastic lining off. Here are the shades. They're not revolutionary. They're not overly unique. What I think is unique is the cream formula that's like a cream to powder, and lovely on the lid solo. It just has like that soft smoky look that I think is approachable and appropriate for every day. If you don't want to commit to a smoky eye, but you just need a little something, a little definition, a little intensity. Applying the dark brown just on the outer brackets of the upper and lower lash line. Oh, I love that look. It's super luxe, and yes, very expensive, but I just think it's an essential palette in terms of you not requiring a ton of eyeshadow. You want those fundamental shades that will give you color, a little bit of shadow, some sophistication, and that's all you need. And if you love Tom Ford, if you love luxe makeup in general, I think this is a fantastic quad. And I've used it the other day just to go teach, and I enjoy the fact that my eye look didn't warrant more makeup. Sometimes I go overboard with the eyes and feel inclined to add more bronzer, more blush. No, the Smoky Quartz quad is just soft enough and just gives enough so you don't feel like you're doing too much, but the eyes are just right. And that is it. I cannot believe this video might be 20-25 minutes. Just a quick mention of what I might purchase. Yes, I am taking a look at the Huda Beauty cheek sticks. Those look fun. The Laura Mercier liquid blush tubes. Some of the colors in there look gorgeous, but I don't need any more, but I'm just gonna take a look, okay? And of course, the LYS New Cream Blushes and concealer. That's only what I have on the wish list for now. I might purchase a refill for the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat. Although I love my Benefit Goof Proof, I think it's more sustainable with the Brow Cheat to just buy the refills and not keep purchasing a new pencil every time it finishes. Maybe Benefit can implement that feature down the road where you can just buy one pencil and change it out when it runs out. That'll be wonderful. and less expensive down the line. Let me know what you have your eye on, what your favorites have been, what sales you're waiting for. Let the fam know so we can be in the know, okay? I will see you down in the comments, and until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review, tutorial, Sephora sale, recommendation video, monthly favorites, or vlog. Take care, and I will see you again soon.